Did anybody go over like some of the some of the techniques that they would use? I know they use a lot of poisons. They use a lot of blinding sort of things where they would throw. I forget what the chemical was. It was some type of like chemical reaction, but it would throw it into people's eyes. So like some of those samurais back, they even had like wooden masks and stuff like that, and they would throw like chili powder. I think it was something like that.
Yeah,
and,
something like
like
mace,
basically pepper
mace,
spray.
Yeah,
and they would use all of these basically unholy techniques. These like they're just disrespectful techniques. Which is the arrogance.
Who cares about respect?
It's shady, but you kind of have to, right?
But who cares about respect when you've got a fucking knee on your throat?
Exactly.
You know? Like that's why they did it.
That's what's so powerful about it, I think. And that's kind of also the arrogance of a warrior, is to just assume that every one of your enemies is going to fight you face to face.
Right.
You know?
Oh, like when they back in the day when they used to pull off the glove and smack you across the face. I challenge you.
Good dude.
I'm
just gonna kill you.
We're done.
Right?
We're
Yeah.
done.
I'm gonna stab you right now.
Yeah.
We're done.
Well, me and my
Like while he's pulling the glove off, you know.
Well, me and my partner always joke about it. Like my partner's very tiny, small person. I'm big, and they always make the joke of like you could easily kill me, and I'm like, you could also kill me. Yeah. And it's like, well, no, I couldn't. You're like, I sleep every night. You could fucking kill me anytime you want. Like everybody's capable of murder.
Yeah, have you seen what is that one where the Snapped? Yeah, have you seen Snapped?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
they're taking notes while they're watching the show. Like, oh no! But that's what like the idea that everybody would fight you face to face is just an unrealistic idea.
I think I heard something. Is there a ninja? There might be a ninja amongst us.
Might be something.
I don't hear any gravel, dude. I hear gravel.
Oh my God! It's the Christmas ninja.
That was impressive. Honestly.
One of their tactics, like you said, was like the art of distraction. So they would do all those things where they would either throw something or throw like a smoke bomb to distract their enemies to use to their advantage. And then in the middle of the confusion, they would make their escape.
Yep.
And did I hear y'all talking about that they were their survival skills? They understood very well how to survive. Living off the land, the plants, the all that, what they could use to make poisons,
hunter gatherers,
all kinds. They're and even I think some of them, some of the ninjas were medically skilled. To as almost a doctor. I mean, they were super highly trained. Within everything. I mean, I guess they were pretty proud of that shit.
Oh, yeah.
I think they were highly trained, but in an unconventional way. Yep. Like, it wasn't the way of, like, you would think you get, like, military training nowadays with, like, the U.S. Army or something, just like how the samurai were like that. They were more like, okay, we're going to come up with our own techniques and stuff. So one of their techniques might be to trudge through a thick forest for like miles and miles to kind of build your stamina and your strength, or sit underneath a waterfall for hours as it's just like pouring on you, just to, I don't know, maybe like your mindset, maybe to make your
used to shit like that.
Which I think that, and this from my knowledge, indigenous Native Americans, I know tribes in Africa like the Maasai. And even some damn wild ass rednecks that live up in the mountains. I mean, in the day, I know that they did those kinds of things to make themselves stronger and tougher and more resilient.
Subsistence.
Absolutely. And it works. But like you say, it's not like And it's not like they were going through traditional training that the Navy SEALs would go through or the Green Berets would go through. No. Even though it might be kind of the same, and who knows, maybe Navy SEAL training or Green Beret training or any type of special forces came from the knowledge of some of those types of things. Yeah, absolutely.
The Navy SEAls for sure. They're never. Navy SEAls are never put in a position where they're like guarding something. They're always attack first. Like they drop down on you. You don't drop down on them, and
they're coming in to surprise you.
They'll talk about that openly, about like they'll kind of feel bad for Marines and stuff, because Marines are almost in a position where they're going to be attacked, and like Navy SEAls aren't in those kind of positions. They're special forces. They get dropped in and they go and they execute their assignment and they get out.
That's why I brought up Capoeira. It reminds me a lot of that, is because like it was made by. It was a dance. Like they couldn't do this. They couldn't fight or be a part of fights in front of their slave masters. So they had to go and find a way to fight. So they did it through dance, and all the slave masters thought all they were doing was dancing when they're really practicing how to fight and beat the shit out of their slave master.
Yeah.
So that's what it kind of
tell a
reminds
story.
me of.
I was I'm involved a little bit with this Folds of Honor, which is a charity for veterans, and they have a big golf tournament fundraiser. And at the fundraiser, this last one, they generally have someone speak, and usually it's a special forces type of person. And listen to this. I mean, we talk about ninja or badass people or whatever.
That's them.
But this, if I remember, and I'm probably not getting this exactly right, but close. There was an American soldier that was being held captive in Afghanistan, in the middle of fucking nowhere, Afghanistan. And they had pinpointed where this soldier was, and there might have been a couple of them, you know. And literally, they're in a hut, whatever, that's maybe, I think they said was maybe like the size of a bedroom, like 15 by 15 feet, like something like that. Mm-hmm. Let's say there's a couple of Americans that they're going to rescue. There's like 4 or 5 special forces, and there's 4 or 5 of the enemy in there. These guys drop in. Of course, they have to go across country, so they're undetected. Come in. They're trying to come in at night. They got off their timing, and by the time they got there, the sun was coming up in the morning, and they got spotted, so he had to go in fast, okay? And they said when they came into the shelter, and they just came in, like you talked about, their attack, they came in. What the enemy guys in there had done was they had hung like material, like carpet material and stuff all over the place. So there's no, like, even though you're in a small area, you can't see what's over there. And you think about these 5 guys charge in. There's 10 men in there with automatic weapons in a bedroom.
Hide behind carpet.
And all hell breaks loose, right?
Oh my gosh.
And ended up, I think only one of the American special forces guys got killed. The other 4, and they rescued the 2 guys. They didn't get killed, and they killed everybody else. Yeah. I go, can you just imagine that scene? I mean, it's truly unimaginable. It's straight up, but it's controlled,
organized chaos.
It's organized chaos. It's like they know what they're doing, but
they're used to it.
It's incredible that people train themselves to be able to do that, and then can pull it the fuck off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, and when you talk about ninjas, you go, that's ninja shit right there. I mean, that's just
coming in, just
taking care of business and getting the F out.
Right.
Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing that there's just some people, you just sit there and go, wow, I'm glad that there's certain people that are hardwired that way.
That can do that, yeah.
Yes.